right, welcome to Yo, what y'all watching? Today we're discussing Lovecraft Country, Season 1, Episode 4. I'm Jessica Hood, aka Jess Hood Rich, and this is our special guest, Sarah, aka Ra. All right, let me just say before we start, because last time I didn't. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
It's spoiled, y'all. We can't hold nothing
We
back. We
can't.
gotta
We
figure it
finna
out.
go in. If you ain't watch it, don't watch it.
And
But
this is
also watch it.
like this is just we just watched it. We just trying to figure it
Right.
out.
It's about 11:41 over here in Atlanta, and what 10 in New Orleans. So we just watched it. We finna go in. So what did you think about this episode?
I I enjoyed it. I thought it was like the pace was different. You know, I text you. I was like, oh, this is like some Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Type shit. So I feel like it felt less like I kept being like, when's the scary? Like I know the scary's coming. Where's the scary?
Right.
But I do like those like National Treasure movies. Like that is a genre I enjoy. Like The Mummy and all that stuff. We're white folks.
That's what it was. Yep. It was National Treasure, The Mummy. It definitely gave me those feels this episode. Like I was kind of confused, but like good confused. Like I don't understand what I'm watching. I don't know what I signed up for. So every episode is like different. So this one was definitely like, I'm definitely in this 100%. But I'm like, oh, they on a whole new thing. Every episode is like a whole new. It's the same storyline, but a whole new thing. And I was all for it though. I was all for the going through the tunnels, trying to find lost treasure, then found this woman. I enjoyed this episode. It gave me everything. Now it did focus, like you said last time, you was waiting on Daddy to have his moment. Mm-hmm. And he did some things in this episode.
He when it first started, I said, "Oh, y'all are giving me depth, okay? Y'all are giving me Montrose is going through it. That nigga crazy. That's what's happening."
What is his motivation? Why he crazy like this?
Well, this has been my belief since season 1, or no, maybe since
episode 1
when episode 1 or episode 2 when George got shot. I said, now I think George said something to Montrose like, Daddy used to beat you, and he beat you because you was making them signs and welcoming home the baseball. Okay. So I was like, I think Daddy's gay. And I think
I didn't get that until this season. I didn't get that until this episode.
And I think his anger and his drinking comes from being abused as a child, having this like really complicated relationship to his sexuality, having this weird one, also survived the Tulsa massacre. Like I think that's important. Like he survived some rough stuff. He's also like a Black man alive in the 50s. That's a thing. And yeah, I think that there's definitely a storyline here about like intergenerational trauma. Like they grandpa beat Montrose beat Tick, and so Tick is like has to navigate all this right now. And and I think he's also brilliant. Like so part of his problem might just be smart. He's just too smart.
He's like, I'm smarter than everyone here. Recognize that. Like,
I gotta listen to keep my brain quiet. Yeah.
I definitely think that's a part of it. And I didn't see the whole he may be gay until this episode. And until that little tag along came in and spilled tea.
I cannot stand
messy.
I do not like that character. I'm just like, you always talking shit. So low key, you can't really take what he say seriously. But just cause I had a hunch from jump, I was like, okay.
Right. But my whole thing is, what I did like about his character in this episode, it like, I don't know, but I'm all for Letitia in this episode, in this season. Like I'm all for. She checked him like when he talked about his third leg. She was like, "Oh, but shouldn't I already know that?" because apparently we had sex in high school.
Right. No, that was cold. That was real cold. I would say Letty was getting on my nerves a little bit this episode. I think that's just because I am a slow moving, I like to process things. And Letty was on some real Aries, Leo energy, like, fuck all this shit. I'm breaking the glass. I'm throwing the map. I'm coming down there. And I was like, bro, chill. Like, that's
I feel like this episode, she has to put her foot down and show them, like, I'm not a damsel in distress. I'm not somebody that you need to go ahead of me first and make sure the path is clear. Like, I'm finna come down there in that hole. You need this map? Let me bust this window real quick. Like, she is the ultimate writer. Like, we finna figure out what's going on.
And I think you're so right. Cause I was finna say she's not even a writer, she's a driver. And I just thought back to that episode where she got in the car and was like, my name, not baby girl, this Letitia fucking Lewis. And I think this episode also has some real big Letitia fucking Lewis energy.
Because Tick is treating her, he does have this energy, like, because he is this, like, bloodline person, like, everything is on his shoulders. And he's taking that on. And Letitia had let him know, like, your daddy was kidnapped. I died. Like, this does not only deal with you, like, this is our life too. What you talking about?
I like that a lot because it refuses this idea of, like, the solitary hero, like, his own figured it out. It's like, no, that's actually not how things work for Black folks, period. And also, that's not how this gonna work in this story.
Right.
Like, literally, you can't get to where you're going. That's why it's also interesting. So I was upset when Montrose burnt the book. But when he said he read it, and I'm thinking this nigga got like a photographic memory or something.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, so now Tick really needs y'all.
Right.
You know all the things.
That's what it is too, I thought about.
Yeah.
You are stamping your place into this group. Like, without me, they not going to be able to solve this because I'm the only one that has read this book. And I didn't think that it had like a deeper, like, mystery until he did what he did at the end. And I'm just like, what, are you the good guy? Are you a bad guy? What's going on, Montrose?
Yeah, I'm like, you're always sabotaging the plan. Like, you don't want, it's like you want it to stop, but what you're really doing is just making it more complicated.
Right.
He's like, if I burn this book, it'll stop. And if I kill this person. But also, I will say, they definitely woke up somebody who had been dead for hundreds of years and just brought that bitch back to the 50s and, like, didn't even think about it. Like,
and knocked her out in the elevator, like, girl, shut up. You finna ride upstairs with us. Like, be quiet. And you said something last episode, and I was just like, yeah, it's smart. But, like, everybody in here is well educated.
Yeah.
Everybody in here is, like, not okay with just accepting information given to them. Mm-hmm. Like, when Auntie was like, something is not right, y'all not telling me the truth, she was like, oh, you got your daddy atlas, we finna turn around and go see what's going on. Yeah, like, everybody is like, I'm not accepting what you're telling me.
And it's literally like just this beautiful ass whole network of, like, these nerdy ass Black people who want to figure things out. And I love, there was a moment where Montrose, like, he got some anger issues, he got drinking issues, and he also has politics. Like, he do not mess with the United States Army. He's not with the imperialist nation, which is a big deal for, like, a Black man in the 50s to have this opinion. He's like listening to the radio. I think the first thing he said in the episode is something about how, like, y'all are dealing out death and leaving us to deal with it. Like, he has, like, a political analysis of this moment that is, like, unforgiving. And that's part of why he's so mad that Tick joined the army.
Yeah.
But there is something that, like, he's not, like, but then he's not a good guy. You know, like, it's like, I really, like, I like, he got some good things going on. He also has some real deep, ugly thing going on.
He might have superpowers. He might have some magic going on. He might know. Okay, I don't see, either he has something going on with Christina, or he knows something that's going to happen before it happens and he's trying to prevent. And back to Letty, like, when Tick came to her, and I just jumped back to Letty because I'm thinking about my homegirl, Journey. But she had to let him know, like, I'm invested in this because you brought this to my door. This white woman came to my door because you tried to kill her and didn't tell nobody. And you was finna leave.
Right.
Come on. Every day, I'd be like, Tick, every episode, I'd be like, Tick, okay, next episode. In my mind, all stuff that happened on TV is like, okay, y'all get together, y'all have sex, y'all get married, y'all have children. That's how the season's gonna go for me. I like romance stuff. I'm like, okay, season 3, y'all got it in. Season 4, y'all supposed to progress in this relationship, not you try to kill somebody and go out of town.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And I feel like that's one layer of the tension, because Tick is really not trying to have that be the story. Like when they was fighting at the car, I was like, if y'all don't talk, like, can y'all just figure this out? I'm sorry I left after we did what we did. I'm sorry I don't know how to do this. Like where's that conversation?
Y'all was being petty. Y'all was being extra.
Literally, like everything he touched, like da-da-da-da-da. And then the rhythm of that scene was so good too. I was literally annoyed. I was like, wow.
Craziness.
I thought the scene where all the people was getting in the car was cute though. Like when Hippolyta and Dee was coming, and it was just like, what? I was like, okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. It was completely different than last episode. It had so many hidden gems, like you said in the beginning. Like, is Christina William? I think Christina is William. I think they're the same person. But why would she sleep with Letty's sister?
Well. I think I've been I like rewatch that preview a couple times, and I'm trying to figure it out. But I think that there's like, they trying to get in there. They trying to get an eye and an ear into Letty's house. Because Christina wants to get it's like Christina and Tick are racing to figure out the Book of Adam. And the closer, and Christina can't get in the house. Also, some stuff that I love that she couldn't get in the house because they put them X's up there, like that black magic kept the evil whiteness out the house.
The fact that she was like, who taught you that?
Literally.
What you mean, who taught me? Girl, I know people.
Who helped you evict Hiram? Also, I can't pass over when she went to the policeman and there was like somebody in his closet or something. I was like,
and he was already associated with that stuff, that magic, that coven. He was already in that. And I'm just like Tick said, they need to figure out this book and get some defense, because these white people planning something.
And there's a lot of them. Yeah. Like Montrose said, it's 34 lodges. I said, oh, this is
where our lodges in. We finna make some lodges. Black lodges unite. We finna come together. But I'm glad you said that they trying to get an eye in the house. That's why he slept with the sister. Because my mind went to like Alien versus Predator. I was like, he finna impregnate her.
I did think that. I was like, oh, no, she's gonna be pregnant.
I was like, she finna have this baby, this little mulatto baby. And they finna be magic. And they finna, I don't know what's finna happen. But I was like, I'm glad you brought me back. Because I was like,
I did like the scene though. I was listening to this other podcast and and this was like after the first episode or something, but they were saying that Ruby was like the more respectable sister to Letty. And I was like, Ruby is a blues woman.
Right.
Like she is a Ma Rainey, Bessie Smith, like blues woman.
This thing about drugs and sex every night.
Like the fact that she told Letty to put on stockings has more to do with like a big sister, little sister thing than it does with her being like, I'm prim and proper. Like she lived in a boarding house and she sings rock and roll. Like
the only difference between the two is that her sister has a little more responsibility to her. As like Letty has been roaming around, she don't have a stable job. She always asking for money. Like she's the baby sister. That's kind of like the difference between the two, but she's not that respectable. Like in this episode, she talked about, these white men been trying to get in my panties all these years. Like, No, I just think
Literally.
it's
I also love her little sparkly outfit with the thigh out. Her little
and I thought she was killing that song nobody clapped for. I felt it in my heart. I was like, she really feeling this song. And she was singing from like the core. I was like, ugh. That's like pain. I was like, I'm with you, girl.
And I think so, like, my guess would be they're trying to exploit her pain to get her to come in alliance with
Definitely
with them and use her against Letty them.
Yeah.
And that's really sad. I don't like it. And I like Oh, okay. This is something else I've been thinking about. And I didn't have a chance to like reread it or anything. We literally just watched the episode. Yeah. But the thing that she says, like, God, or it's like something makes Adam, Eve, something. The last line of that is like God smiles at Eve. And so I think that there's something happening here where like Christina thinks that she is like the rightful magician. Mm-hmm. And she's like, this whole order got the game messed up. You know, this is some misogynist. I don't think that's the word that she would say, but she like, y'all got this whole story backwards. It's actually about Eve. Adam is like rapey, period. And y'all like fixated on his like masculine, whatever. But nah. Another thought I had when Christina when William was messing with Ruby was like, it made me think about Hannah, like the person who got pregnant by Titus, like Tig's ancestor. And I was just like, is this what these witchy white people do? They just seduce Black women for some purpose and they plot. And then we just have to like
slavery. This is slavery reincarnated. Like they are showing the cycles that happen. And I think once Tick and them figure out the Book of Adam, they are finna really flip things on its head. And I don't know what's gonna happen next episode, but I'm ready for it.
I'll be watching. I also really I feel like I always do this when we trying to get off. I'm like, and another thing.
No, that wasn't me segueing off. I was just like, I'm really excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, like, cause I was also like the person Titus being like this colonial explorer and like going to the Caribbean and going to Guyana and like having this indigenous person like fossilized underneath the museum. Like that was so deep to me because like museums do real life have people's remains in them. Like indigenous First Nations people, they really do have their remains. And like it's just I think this show is just doing so much. It's just doing so much.
And it's doing so much without you feeling like it's so much going on. Like it's slowly bringing things up. It's slowly like showing things and revealing things, and like I like it. I'm into it. I wasn't expecting it. I was just like, let me see what Journey doing. You know, she in this movie show with this fine man. What's going on? But like I'm in it now.
And I'm even like this episode, I was less distracted by my attraction to Jonathan Majors. I was so into the story.
Why? He was all mad in his feelings. I was like, you better have an attitude in that water, boo. I don't know. It's not warranted, but you better express your feelings. And then he kissed Journey. I'm all for the romance. I don't care if it's a look, a distant look in whatever's going on. I'd be like, oh, I see y'all.
I was literally like, okay, I get it. Y'all almost died. So I guess y'all like, oh my God, girl, you just did that. I'm so proud of you. It wasn't
even like they almost died. It was like, again, she a rider. Did nobody see the paper go out the elevator? She didn't ask nobody, hey, go get that paper. She was like, there go the paper. Let me go get it. And they fell in line. Again, like episode 3, it was like, we don't have to have no other discussion. If I act, you react. If I go out this elevator, you know not to leave me. Now, I'm not a rider. I don't understand silent signals. If you leave this elevator, I'm assuming you know what you're doing, and I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep going. So I'm all here for it. Like, they like, hey, we're not leaving my boo. She finna go get this paper, and we finna go on up this elevator. And that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like, Montrose. I would have been like, what?
what's
Like, I definitely would not have left the elevator. I'd been like, damn, the paper gone, y'all.
y'all? We done did all this, and that paper is gone. No, I probably would have. Knowing me, I'm real petty. We would have got to the top, and they would have been looking for the paper, and I'd have been thinking to myself, I saw that paper flow now. I saw that paper. It's too late now.
Right.
I wasn't gonna go get it.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I was here for it. What do you think is gonna happen next episode? I didn't watch the preview. I always just shut it off when stuff ends, and that's just on me. I'd be like, "Oh, that was good, done." But I don't never watch what's happening on the next episode. What do you think?
Marvel movies taught me, okay? They said sit put. Stay put. Anyway, for the extra credit scene, I think I want what I want. Okay, maybe not what I think. I want next episode to be centered on Hippolyta and Diane.
Yes.
Like, I want to see their journey.
Yes, definitely.
And I think there will also be I think it'll be about Ruby too. And there's something weird and gross happening. Like, just looking at the preview, I'm like, y'all are doing something to somebody's body, and I don't understand why this is happening. I have a thought, but I kind of don't even want to say it.
Yeah, don't say it.
I don't want to spoil it for myself or for you or for
cringing. Like, I be cringing through it. Like, I'm really don't scare me. I'm not for suspense. I'm really just here for the black love, and I'm just walking through the episodes.
Yeah, I like suspense and like that fantasy sci-fi shit. Like, but I don't like to be scared. I had to pause when I felt like Montrose was finna kill I don't even remember her name. The indigenous person they found. I was literally like pausing it and like watching it 1 second by 1 second because I didn't want to.
Girl, I do that so much, and I really just think it's my anxiety, but I feel embarrassed sometimes, and I literally fast forward stuff to get past that like intense part, and then I have to rewind it because I'm like, dang, I missed it. I don't know what's happening now, so I have to rewind it. But my whole thing was when they found the scroll and the indigenous woman, and she was coming alive. This is how I know this is fiction, and these black people really just brave, and they really into this. They stood there and screamed.
Like, nah, I would have been
like, ah! And they just watched her.
I'm not walking through the valley of the corpses to get to her. I'm going to I'm not ready.
Around once my shoes got wet when we stepped into the tunnel. I'm like, my shoes and socks are wet. I cannot finish this journey. How am I gonna finish this with wet feet? I'm gonna get sick. It's COVID-19. What are we gonna do? Like, I can't. So I would have turned around there. So this is showing me like I need to be braver. Where's my courage at?
I will say this is something I was thinking. I don't know if you've seen that Disclosure documentary on Netflix.
It's on my list. I need to see it.
I liked the scene with the two-spirit woman that they found. Like, nobody was like disgusted by her.
Right.
Like, they were scared and they were confused because she came back from the dead. But nobody was like, oh my God, ill. Like, nobody threw up. There was no spit. Right. I think one thing that Disclosure like really illustrated was how much like there's this programmed reaction to like trans embodiment in film that like literally just gets reproduced in movies and films and TV shows over and over again. So I really appreciated that Misha Green and them did not do that. It could be said that this character still like received a lot of a lot of harsh treatment. Like, she got punched in the elevator because she was screaming, and
her throat got slit.
So I think that that's still there, but I really appreciated that there was no disgust. I appreciated that Tick like corrected Montrose and was like, who are you? Not what are you? I like that they like dressed her like,
yeah.
So, but it was like, I'm like, this show is just doing so many things. And what's dope is like, we get to have this conversation. Right. And also all the like white, like nerdy bros, people, like they have to have these conversations too, right? They have to have the Black history conversations. They have to talk about segregation, Jim Crow, slavery. They also have to talk about colonialism and Two-Spirit people and like all that stuff. So I think this stuff is genius for that, like for starting all these different conversations.
I completely agree. Like, I'm ready for the next episode.
We're almost halfway done.
How many episodes are they?
It's gonna be 10.
HBO be killing me with that.
I know.
Come on now. I just got into it.
They better have a season 2. I don't even know if this is the type of show that get a season 2, but
it's
I hope
definitely gonna have a season 2.
Because I want to watch them forever.
Yes, like I'm gonna keep watching until a baby gets produced. That's my end goal.
Jessica Hood.
That's it. No. So I said that for Insecure, and guess what? A baby was produced, okay?
What was it, the baby you wanted?
No, but a baby popped up, okay? That's what I'm like, okay, now you can end it because this baby was produced and we can move on with our life. But maybe that's just my ovary screaming out. But I'm all for it. I don't have any final thoughts. I'm ready for, what's the auntie's name? You know all the names. I'm just be like, homegirl over there. Hippolyta. I'm ready for her to find out.
Oh, and that's the thing. She has the key to the time machine.
Right. And she just took it. She was like, I like that. I'm going to take that.
How did she
just took that?
She's like, you know what? I'm a planetary ass individual. Like, I like the planet. So this obviously belongs to me.
And she called her daddy for resources and for help. And I was like, I appreciate that. Call your daddy because your daddy's smart. Your daddy is educated. He know about the solar system. Ask him about this science stuff.
I love it. Again, like black nerds in the 1950s.
Right.
I feel like I have people.
Look, I don't have nobody, but I was looking at the stars when I walked squirrel like, what's going on?
Yes, getting us
I'm
back.
like, I've never been that person. This is making me be that person, and it also makes me want that for my children, my nieces and nephews. Like, I want these smart black kids learning about the solar system and figuring things out and solving problems. Because you put me in an escape room, I'm just gonna be there till the time run out. So I'm all for this.
It also made me miss the Fernbeck Museum. It made me want to do that type of stuff. Like, I want to go look up at the stars. I'm about to go buy a star projector for my bedroom.
I ain't gonna do all that, but I'm definitely gonna look up at the sky when I'm outside in the dark. That's step one for me. Like,
I think that probably actually makes more sense.
Let me just look up this time. Like, let me just not focus on waiting to squirrel pee. Squirrel is my dog, by the way. I keep talking like people know that. But I'm gonna look up and just look at the sky and not just wait till he pees. So, lesson learned for me. But I'm excited. Any final thoughts before we close?
No, I'm just really looking forward to the next.
I might rewatch that episode.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow. So I'm finna rewatch it. This has been Ayo. What y'all watching? This was season one, episode 4 of Lovecraft Country. Catch us next time for episode 5. Bye.
Bye.